with its 1.3 billion people, has created its own digital universe. And for a while now, there's been parallel versions of popular Western websites like Facebook and Twitter. The Wall Street Journal's Mariko Sanchanta speaks to Duncan Clark, CEO of investment advisory firm BDA, on just how far China can go to innovate and create in its digital space.
Most everyone knows Google, eBay, and WhatsApp, but most of China doesn't. There, you'll Baidu effect, buy stuff on Taobao, and text with Tencent's WeChat.
So the big question now, if you're not a Tencent, a Taobao, or a Baidu, what's your future? Listing in China has become quite difficult recently, both domestically, there's a long pipeline of companies trying to list, and we're all aware of the difficulties in Chinese companies listing in the US or even in Hong Kong.
Let's compare. Google's blocked in China, so it's Baidu or bust for search. It's the 5th most popular website in the world, says web info tracker Alexa, but Google is number 2. Baidu's first quarter revenues were nearly $1 billion, but Google's was 14 times more.
There's a big gap between those big 3 that I mentioned and the next tier. Whereas in the US, you have a lot of mid-cap companies. Think companies like LinkedIn or others that are not as big as Google or Facebook, but are thriving. There's not really that mid-cap company here in China so much. So that's the big question: is can we have a more diverse field?
Taobao is China's Amazon.com. Its 500 million users makes it the country's most popular e-commerce site and the world's 10th most popular, says Alexa. eBay, it ranks far below.
We often talk about innovation as some sort of eureka moment where you find some really genuinely new thing. That's pretty rare. I mean, we don't see that many Thomas Edisons or Steve Jobs. It doesn't come along every day. And that's okay. A lot of innovation is actually not radical innovation, it's more incremental innovation. So it's tweaking ideas, combining ideas. I mean, look at Taobao, for example. It is actually an innovative company, but it's more about combining different features. So taking some of the PayPal model, but also customizing it to local needs. Huge absence of trust amongst Chinese consumers. So putting in place a trust mechanism, also a payment mechanism to make up for the deficiencies in the banking network, etc.
And Tencent is tops for instant messaging in China. QQ, their flagship service, has nearly 170 million users and rivals Windows Messenger and AIM. With its new WeChat, Tencent has added 300 million more users, nearly the entire US population on one platform. For the Wall Street Journal Digital Network, I'm Mariko Sanchanta.